It's December 27th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today in the Treasury Titans. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I hope you're having a great holiday season right now. And please remember, as Michael Saylor says, be indestructible. There are bears out there. There are individuals who are just FUDs, NPCs, bots, you name it. Just miserable people trying to spread their miserableness to others. You must be very specific. You must be very careful. You must be very intentional about the individuals and the content that you're consuming. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who is your 5? That is your average. Listen, toxicity in is toxicity out. FUD in is FUD out. Fake news in is fake news out. Be indestructible. And by listening to this show, by the way, you are taking a step towards being indestructible. I am so honored to be one of the 5 of many of you listening. So thank you for that. Hugh says, there is no second best stock. Future number 1 company in the world, MSTR. I believe this 100%. And I'm actually just going to even go ahead right here and just put 100 because I truly believe that's true. D-Risk Dave says MPJPY, so Metaplanet, they're going to blow past the target, in my opinion. Metaplanet will dominate Japan's fixed income market and become the ultimate on-off ramp for Bitcoin in the country. Project Nova. Happy holidays, get some rest, and see you in Mars. Let's flip and go. Now, what is that? This is in a response to Marty Party's post about how Japan's Metaplanet is targeting 210,000 Bitcoin by 2027. By the way, they're just over 30,000 right now. Japan's Metaplanet just approved the plan to buy 210,000 Bitcoin by 2027. That's an $18.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Where they stand now, they currently hold 30,823 Bitcoin. They are already a top 7 corporate Bitcoin holder globally. How they're going to fund it: new preferred shares for international investors, quarterly dividends to attract Japanese savers, smart structure that delays shareholder dilution, and why it matters. Japan has 7.5 trillion sitting in savings accounts, earning almost nothing. Metaplanet is offering these investors a Bitcoin-backed alternative. While everyone watches MicroStrategy, Asia's biggest corporate Bitcoin buyer is quietly stacking sats. Some analysts predict a 1,500% stock upside if they hit their target. The institutional Bitcoin race just went global. This is great for strategy. This is great for Metaplanet. This is great for everybody who owns Bitcoin. This is bullish. Brian says, Strategy's prefs IPO'd at 10 to 20% discount to par. Add 10% for dividends on top of that. In 1 year cost of capital is 20 to 30%. Until Bitcoin itself clears the hurdle rate, don't expect much benefit to the common. If you don't believe Bitcoin will clear the hurdle rate, you're in the wrong stock. I believe Bitcoin will clear the hurdle rate clearly, and I hope that many of you do as well. Brian also says that intelligent leverage is still leverage and amplifies the moves of Bitcoin in both directions. Intelligent leverage does not mean MSTR number go up no matter what Bitcoin does. Thank you for your attention to this matter because, frankly, a lot of people thought, oh, I'm just going to buy MSTR and the number is just going to go up. No, amplification and intelligent leverage, it's still leverage in both directions. And of course, Bitcoin has been down from 126, all the way down to the high 70s as of recently. So no shocker that MSTR is not going to do well in that environment. Zinc says, massive respect to the newcomers to Bitcoin. It must be difficult seeing everything else rally while Bitcoin is stuck at 87K. Just remember, Bitcoin overperformance has always followed underperformance. The setup has never been better. The hardest thing to do is nothing. And yes, it's hard. It is oh so hard, but I'm literally sitting on my hands right now talking to you. All right, Adam jumped in and said, I got 6 people to put in buy orders for Stretch over Christmas. 1, explain the yield of 10.75%. By the way, soon to be 11, I believe. 2, mention over 100 years of dividend coverage on the balance sheet, and it's not dependent on speculative potential cash flows from a rapidly changing AI economy. I think a better strategy is just saying, hey, they also have over 100 years of dividend coverage, and then just stop there. So next thing to talk about, Zinc says, the next Bitcoin run will be the most important in history. A run to 250K will be the final proof you need to show the rest of the world that Bitcoin is the apex asset. Sentiment hasn't been this poor for a very long time. It's even worse than when we went down to 16K in 2022. Doubt is creeping in and some long-term holders are jittery. Many have sold. The bears are saying it's all over, that the meteoric gains for Bitcoin are behind us and that gold has won. As of right now, they are feeling vindicated. S&P 500 is up, commodities are up, everything is up, but Bitcoin is down. Bitcoin is very simple. It either wins or it doesn't. It's going to 1 million or zero. It's all or nothing. Price is not the best determinant of Bitcoin's success. It needs to have a growing market share of global wealth and an increase in relative purchase power against all other assets, including gold. So I reaffirm, the next run-up will be the most important in Bitcoin's history. A 250 Bitcoin will destroy the bearish narratives. Strategy and Saylor's thesis will truly be validated. I'm betting very big that they will be validated. Bitcoin is going to win, as it's always done. And by the way, who's betting against Saylor? Who's betting against Michael Saylor? Who's betting against Strategy and Fong Lee? By the way, a lot of people are, but I'm like, who are these people? God, I just don't get it. Strategy says, this holiday season, gift your family the knowledge of digital credit. You want 12.89%? You want 10.86, 9.69, 9.42? And by the way, these are all ROC, return of capital, meaning tax deferred insanity. Let's go. The Wolf of All Streets, Metaplanet board approves a plan to buy $210,000 of Bitcoin by end of 2027. This is what we were talking about earlier. Absolute insanity, going from 30,000 to 210,000. I love this. Another great post I wanted to jump into was Plan B, who said Bitcoin 87,500 is currently pink dot, way off its historic correlation with stocks 6,900 and gold 4,500. This happened before when Bitcoin was below 1K and resulted in a 10x pump. But correlation could also be broken, and then this time will be different. Time will tell. Here we go. Plan B stepping in here. BitPain says, I'm fully convinced that you need an IQ of greater than 130 to understand MSTR, and every critic is simply below this level of cognitive ability. And this is Lazy Ninja. Do you not understand this? It's a duration trade. He sells a low vol return, and he buys high vol, higher than return asset. He makes money on the spread. The appealing part is his expectation on the high return is so high that the low return still appears very high to people. I mean, these are the people that are able to post things that we consume on X, and some people actually take them seriously. Kind of scrolling down here, there's a great post from Adam. Oh, right here. That guy you're replying to is a total mid-curve NPC. Well said. And I just, at the end of the day, I just am such a believer in Bitcoin because I've taken the time to understand it. 1,000 plus hours. I get what Michael Saylor is building and has built, and that is just a matter of time and patience. And I know both of those things are painful because we just want to win right now, but time and patience are required for this. I have a great clip from Michael Saylor, so let's sit back and enjoy. When you're ready to build your complete business identity, you want to do it fast and right. With Northwest Registered Agent, you can build your business identity in just 10 clicks in 10 minutes. When you want more, start your business with Northwest. Everything you need to launch and protect your business all in one place. Your business identity isn't just your logo or website, it's everything that represents you. From what customers see to what they don't, legal filings, state licenses, secure domains, and compliance tools. Northwest gives you more privacy, more tools, and more guidance so you can focus on growing your dream. For nearly 30 years, Northwest has helped entrepreneurs like us build confidently. You can form your business for just $39 plus state fees, backed by real corporate guides, people who know your state's laws and have your back every step of the way. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks in 10 minutes. Visit www.northwestregisteredagent.com/paidjld and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at www.northwestregisteredagent.com/paidjld. Michael Saylor just made an $835 million bet buying the Bitcoin dip. Right now, Bitcoin's fallen almost 40% off its October high, and the big money is buying the dip. What's your strategy? Now might be a great time to convert your IRA or 401k to Bitcoin with the help of Bit IRA. Plus, you can fund it with pre-tax funds, then continue to invest it over time as you do any other retirement accounts. Bit IRA protects your assets with end-to-end insurance, highly secure storage, multi-encryption, and registered with the U.S. government. Your IRA is fully IRS compliant. Best of all, you can trade crypto within your retirement account without incurring taxes on any buys or sells. Just go to bitira.com/JLD and request a free info guide. Once you do that and open your IRA, you'll get a free ledger. Bitcoin has proven time and time again to rebound, every cycle going from a higher low to a higher high. With Strategy's latest purchase, Michael Saylor clearly believes Bitcoin is at a discount. Time for you to get in too. Go to bitira.com/JLD to open a tax-sheltered IRA in Bitcoin.
And after a while, you look and you're like, well, wait a minute. You get rid of the keyboard, and all of a sudden you have infinite keyboards, and you just talk to the phone. And why do I need, like, why do I even type in the first place?
Right.
Like, it's like, okay. The world is full of people trying to optimize a very inefficient process that should not exist. And I would say 2025 was a very special year, and it is a special year because what you have is digital intelligence colliding with digital capital, colliding with digital assets, colliding with digital markets, and a lot of people saying, why is it that I can't move everything 24/7, 365 at the speed of light 1,000,000 times an hour while I'm sleeping because my AI was doing it for me?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is, any 16-year-old kid would get the fact that that's a better world.
Yeah.
It's only the 65-year-olds that got rich in a different world, full of constraint, that don't get that.
You think AI and the overlap with Bitcoin? I mean, I didn't think that the intersection of AI and Bitcoin would be helping to design digital credit, which is fascinating that it has been. What will be the longer term impact on digital capital and Bitcoin of AI? Will the robots use Bitcoin?
Look, it seems pretty clear we're moving toward a world where 1 billion robots do all the work and cars drive themselves, and there's 1 billion AIs in cyberspace doing all the thinking for us. And you sit down and you're a professor and you're like, I never could solve this cold fusion thing. And, if you wanted to solve cold fusion or create another nuclear reactor, and there'd be like, 97 dudes that spent their life on it, and they'd all tell you the reason it's not doable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like me asking, I got an army of lawyers, I got an army of bankers.
I'm sure you
I
do.
ask the lawyers and the bankers, is it possible to do this? They're like, we'll get back to you in a month. And after a month, they get back to you and say, well, we're not quite sure, but it's never been done before. It's like, and so
you're like, I'm aware
if you're
of that.
willing to wait a year, a year will go by and you won't get an answer, but you go to the AI and you say, well, I have this opinion. I want to do this and this and this way. And can you figure out if that's possible? You put it into deep research mode and you grind it 3 or 4 times. It's like, yeah, well, you ought to do this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And what you've done is, and it's very important, right? You've taken the lawyer that's read everything that's ever been filed in securities law without any pride of authorship, without an economic motive, without any prejudice or bias or any baggage, that doesn't mind if you call it stupid or you tell it that it's not working hard enough. And you've used that to get the first 1,000 man years of research done. And I'm of the opinion, now you think about the definition of a PhD, it's like someone capable of making a seminal contribution to the body of human knowledge. And there's 10 million of them, and you can't get a PhD without having written that dissertation. But the problem is, by the time you get to that point, you've got so much baggage. So, you've got so much built up belief system, because human beings, we use heuristics and rules of thumb and bromides and,
Right.
Conventional wisdom in order to accelerate the human brain, because you just can't be the alpha zero, right? You can't consider the full state space of options, and you can't go and read 100,000 books every time someone asks you one question. So you have to kind of just fall back on, these simple bromides or simple conventional rules. And so you're taking shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second best? There is no second best.